vamos a luchar, con nuestras fechas la victoria alcanzar, promoción y estrategia, el mundo asombrar, el League of Legends.
Okay, hey media. We're switching up the order of the media scrum due to not too many Vietnamese translators on site, so Easy Level will be up next. But now we have APA from Team Liquid following his team's win today. So media, as usual, please use the hand raise feature to ask your questions or to ask your questions. Alternatively, you can use the chat function to ask your questions as well. So first up, we will go to Cloud, who's got his hand raised.
Hey APA, congrats on the win. I wanted to ask what's going on with Team Liquid? You guys seem scared. It seems like you guys have regressed to previously, like the improvement that you guys have made, and it's making a lot of North American fans like worried. And yeah, we just kind of want to know what's happening with Team Liquid at this World Championship.
I think we just have been battling our own issues. I don't think we're playing like 10 out of 10 to what our game plan can be. Like we go into game 2, we completely roll them in like 20 some minutes, like super quick and easy game. But then of course game 1, it's a very, I mean, we can just call it like a shit show. It is what it is. We got shit on. But I think we're just very inconsistent right now. And throughout this Swiss, we've been trying to clean that up. And yeah, like some games we have, some games we haven't. But I think to generally all the NA fans, I haven't been keeping up with anything that anyone's saying, to be honest, because I'm ignoring everything. But I think just support to Team Liquid or FlyQuest, whoever wins for tomorrow, going into quarters will just be very helpful for everyone.
Okay, moving on to the next question, over to Lucia.
Hello APA, I'm Lucy Weird, a content creator from Peru. Even after winning today, many fans consider that Team Liquid is still behind other teams in Worlds based on performance. And also the finals of the LCS, you guys lost against FlyQuest. So what are your thoughts about getting to quarterfinals? Do you think that today's victory against GAM will boost your confidence?
I think we're always confident going into any matches, whether it's versus FlyQuest or versus LNG, Weibo, like any of our opponents so far. We've felt confident in our scouting prep and our drafts. So I think generally it's just a matter of if we show up on the day and show up within each game. FlyQuest did beat us in finals, but a week before the finals, we beat them upper bracket finals. And, we beat them in spring. So it's not like they're a team we can't beat. We beat them literally this split. So yeah, I'm always confident going into any opponent.
Thank you.
Excellent. Next question, we'll go one more using the hand raise, and then we'll move over to the chat. So, Sons of Chaos.
Hi, I'm Odori from Sons of Chaos. I want to know, due to previous events, what are your thoughts on your upcoming match against FlyQuest, considering that it will determine which of two NA teams will be eliminated from this Worlds?
To be honest, I'm just not the most happy with the draw. I think it kind of sucks that we drew FlyQuest because, you come into Worlds, you expect to see international matches. We've had 0 NA versus EU, and then like I faced 0 0 Korean teams so far. So while I can be confident in the win and like confident that I can say like, we have a chance of winning tomorrow, it's also just like, it's kind of lame. We both don't have our own chance to both make quarterfinals, While it does feel good to say that one NA team is going to make quarters, yeah, it just doesn't feel that good that we both can't make it.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to Helen in the chat.
Oh, I'm the translator.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know what. Okay, we'll move on then to the next question. Today you have such a good series against GAM with Nico. You will face Fly in the next round, the team that you lost against in the LCS Summer Finals because of minions. Before the series for a ticket to the quarterfinals, do you have any words for them?
We will watch the minions in our base before we are good at the game.
Okay, next question. We'll go over to Ash.
APA. Well, someone already asked the words to fly quest question, so I'll switch it up a little bit. I know that, like, from talking to Spawn, that you guys have this term called storming, norming, and performing. And he
Yes.
had hoped that today was the norming. And it looked to me like that's what happened between games 1 and 2. But, like, can you talk about, I don't know, your mindset and, like, how well you feel you can convert the supposed, like, really high scrim results to stage coming into the do or die match for quarters?
I mean, I touched on it a little bit earlier. I think it just depends on if we show up or not. You know, like we came into game 1, of course, very confident in our draft and our prep. And then I think genuinely the worst thing happened. Like we fucked up a 4v1 dive bot lane, and then somehow we got everybody stuck in just terrible lane matchups. You know, I was top lane. I think it was Impact mid for a little bit, and then it was ended up being Yon mid, and then Yon was bot, and we're all just generally in like terrible lane matchups. We couldn't really do much, and then given our characters, if we don't really get a lead, it's a bit hard to play. So how do I word it? I think generally just shows like the lows that we can have, but then I think game 2 it shows like the highs we can have. You know, we came into game 2 and it was a complete roll. Like I don't think at any point, like after like minute 3 or minute 4 or whatever the mid lane 3-3 happened, like that game was just over in my opinion. So I think going into tomorrow, it just depends on which Team Liquid shows up for me.
Okay, next question in the chat from Miguel. What do you think Team Liquid's main strengths are at Worlds 2024, especially for the matchup against FlyQuest?
I think both us and FlyQuest have good lane swaps. So I can't really say that because we're both good at lane swapping. I think generally we ended up being better laners overall over the course of LCS. And even I think this tournament we've been laning pretty solid. So I think our laning phase would be good. And then it would just come down to, I think FlyQuest has made generally a lot of like later to mid game comebacks where, you know, they're down 3, 4, 5k gold. And then they'll have like a really scaling team comp. And then, you know, the opposing team will make one mistake. And that one mistake will just snowball super hard where FlyQuest can win the game. So I think that's where we have to watch out for FlyQuest. And then I would assume as long as we get a good draft, like our laning phases should be very solid, if not winning versus them.
Okay, we'll go over to FD News.
Thank you so much for your time here in the interview. I will ask you to, before the game number 2, when you guys are losing, what changed in the team mentals to reverse sweep this game?
I think the biggest thing is Spawn gave us a very, like, what's it called? He just gave us a very good speech, you know, improved a lot of our mentals throughout like the small break. And then coming on the stage, Core, like on top of that, he didn't really give us a speech, but he talked to us a little bit and pretty much just inspired us. So I would say those two things. You know, we didn't really talk much about the game. We did for a few minutes about like what actually messed us up throughout the games, but then, you know, we just talked about how to improve for next game.
Thank you so much.
Okay, next question to Orrery.
Yes, I would like to know your personal opinion given the recent outcomes in the LCS and LEC. Is it safe to say that the LCS is now surpassing the LEC?
Surpassing the what, sorry?
The LEC, I believe, was the
LAC.
Well, it is likely. I would say that G2 loses to BLG, so it's like and NA is guaranteed to make quarters. So it's 2 years in a row that NA has made quarters and G2 hasn't. But I think in current results, for at least Worlds, yes, because they did still outperform us in MSI. But I don't think it's like a night and day difference. I think, you know, maybe we're a little bit better because I think we like. I would still consider Team Liquid a good team. I think FlyQuest is a good team, and I think the only really good team that EU has is G2 still. So I think we have a little bit more depth to our region, I would say.
Thank you.
Okay, last 3 questions now. So first one from Pedro. Given what you said about the Swiss stage draws, how do you feel about the current state of the drawing system, and what do you feel can be fixed for future editions?
To be honest, I like this format. You know, just like with any luck of chance, draw things like this. You know, you can always get, in a sense, like unlucky matchups. You know, like there was an equal chance for us getting FlyQuest to any of the, I guess not 5 because we can't get Weibo, but any of the 4 other teams. So yeah, like I'm perfectly fine with Swiss. Some like I'm sure there will be like a Reddit thread after this Swiss bracket about like who had the hardest Swiss, who had the easiest Swiss. So yeah, I personally wouldn't change anything about how Swiss currently works. I think it's a better format than the group stage.
Okay, last 2 questions. We'll go to Anna first and then to Ash. So Anna's question is, hello, congratulations on the win. Any teams you want to face in the should you make quarterfinals, sorry?
Other than LNG and Gen G, who else can we face? I'm not totally sure. I know I can face those 2 teams.
You can also face the teams from the pool below that. There's one of the 3-2 teams will face the teams that promoted before this. So T1, TES, and HLE.
T1, TES, HLE. Well, I think if we're going the easiest, I think LNG and T1 are probably the 2 easiest matchups that we could end up getting. But generally, like any of those matchups are interesting to me. You know, they're all like very, very good teams, and I feel like I've always been a player that tries to rise to the challenge.
And take it away, Ash, with the last question.
I think you know what I'm going to ask. Could you elaborate a little bit on your post-game tweet about what went wrong last year, APA? Just a little bit.
To be honest, it's just a funny tweet. Like, honestly, no flame to them. I just know it would make people mad. And as far as I understand, it's been making people mad. So I find that shit funny.
Okay, perfect. That concludes the media scrum with APA. Thank you very much to APA for joining us, and to you guys in the media.
Sons of KS, en la gueta vamos a luchar.